Let's get into it, folks. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Visual Disturbance. I'm your host, Brian Reese. And today, 10-footers in Miami, giant aliens. Y'all know I had to go here. Good afternoon, everybody. And here I am. I waited patiently. The second live feed of 2024, and man, we're starting off with a bang, folks. We're starting off with a bang. So 10-footers in Miami. So, folks, I got a lot of stuff to go on. There's a lot of speculation going on in the world of the internet. All kinds of TikTok videos and all kinds of different random footage, aerial footage, and all the kinds of accounts. And I'm going to skip all the introductions. We'll get straight into it because I got a lot to cover today. But check out the links in the description. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm. Check out my support me at coffee.com. Buy me a coffee. Help support the channel. Appreciate you all being here on this random live. I had to kick one off. Thank you all for attending with me here on this Friday afternoon. Bright and early. So, folks, get this. So, not only in 2023, we had Las Vegas, 10-footers, well, 8 to 10-footers in Las Vegas. And then we had the Peruvian people are inundated with whatever going on up in there. We got the cave systems, we got Green Goblin coming out on a hoverboard and taking people, all kinds of weird stuff going on in the anomalies in Peru narrative, right? And then we have this thing in Miami. So, what baffled my mind was the account and all these false claims. There was it seems like there's weird speculation, conspiracy rabbit holes. So I'm going to give you my take today. I'm going to give you Brian Reese's take. Let me know where you're at in the chat. Let me know where you're at on this weird realm that we live in. Shout out to everybody that's come into the program this afternoon on this random. I love random broadcasts, especially live ones. So, folks, get this. Let's get into the program. I'm waking up, so let's get it going here. So, has anybody seen the footage that was going on the day that happened? A few days ago, this whole account happened in Miami. So let's see. Let's go back and backtrack and rewind and pull back the onion. Let's see what we can unravel in this event, this account. And I'll give you my take and my perspective on it. So check this out, folks. If I can get my program to work. Here we go. So according to Miami cops arrest teens after fireworks riots. Fights erupt at Bayside Marketplace, right? And you can see here the footage here, this clip, but I'm going to show a little bit better clip of all this madness. You see all the red and blue lights everywhere, folks. Crazy stuff, right? You don't deploy, look, I'm going to watch what I say on here, but you don't deploy the whole fleet. It looks like every cop in Florida come down to Miami that day. That's all I'm saying, folks. So according to the account, cops arrest 4 teens Monday. That was last Monday. After fireworks riots and fights erupt in the Bayside Marketplace, resulting in dozens of officials swarming the downtown Miami shopping mall on New Year's Day. I'm gonna watch what I say on here. I'm very odd about what I say. Sometimes I'll say encrypted, like I'll spell them out or whatnot, but I'm just gonna skip certain parts because the algorithm is watching. So there was these burglaries, right? In third-degree grand theft battery, there was some individuals that was charged, and this all happened around 8 p.m. Okay, countless officers. Well, you've seen the video there, but I'm gonna show a little better, closer footage. Miami rushed the Bayside Marketplace at 401 Biscay Boulevard in response to a city-wide emergency call to a 2-story open-air shopping center. 911 callers report hearing what they thought were gunshots, according to one of the police spokesmen in the Miami Herald. And it goes on. It talks about these videos and live streams popping up on social media showing numerous cars occupying the boulevard, temporarily shutting it down. Right? All this stuff. hearing long gunshots, all these different things. There's all kinds of different accounts, but here's where it gets real random. Here's where it gets real like phenomenal and just out of control. So all these accounts, even back in the narrative with the Peruvian in Peru and the Las Vegas narrative, there's always like inconsistencies, right? So check this out. So this next, I'm just going to skip all this because pretty much everybody knows what has went on here as far as they're saying there's some type of like gunfire, whatever going on, some kind of just ruckus. But you don't send the whole fleet to this specific place. So I did a little research. So before we get into the research aspect of it, watch this. Here's a video clip. It's a little bit closer footage. It's just like 10-15 seconds. It's a little blurry, but I just want to show it for documenting on the program here today. So as you can see, folks, you know, and I'm going to take you here on Google Earth here in a little bit. I'm going to take you here. I'm going to show you in depth what I found, and you're going to blow your mind's going to be blown here in a little bit. A lot of people's not going to talk about this, what I'm getting ready to show you guys, but I hope you all got your bucket of popcorn because yeah, it's going to get really intense here. So I just can't help it. Just pray for this broadcast and pray it doesn't get disconnected from the YouTube world because I'm getting ready to show something that was so compelling and intriguing me. That's why I had to wait a day to really collect my thoughts on this breaking news. So here's the account. Just ignore all the ads on the side. Forgive me, folks. Here's the account. Space aliens, right? Space aliens attack Miami. Social media reports creatures at the mall. Massive police response. Don't you just love that photo there? All fake, but yeah, continue on. In the recent incident, the local mall, social media reports have videos surfacing claiming they attack large creatures. Hello, y'all know where I'm at in the visual disturbance world. I love to talk about giants and nephilim. I love it. I absolutely. And heck, one of these days, maybe this old boy will be able to extract a nephilim out of a large mound. But people will scoff at me. I'm limited to certain things. But hey, continue on. So, according to prompting a significant response to the Miami Police Department, according to the eyewitness accounts shared online, the creatures were described as being 7 to 10 feet tall, leading the shutdown of the air traffic in the Miami area, with only police helicopters remaining operational. Reports also mentioned that the sighting of an unidentified flying object, no joke, folks, I'm not going to say who it was, but there's a gentleman that literally reported on Twitter that there was an object over the area since like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and was disputing some type of mist. Like there was a bright orb in the sky, some kind of something, distributing, I don't know, something, spraying something in the air over the area. No joke. Yeah, I think it was on the 3rd of January. So this was literally after this, or around the same time frame, forgive me. So continue on. One social media alleged the events of asserting that the 7-10-foot creatures were involving an incident in the mall. The post further claimed that a substantial number of police officers responded to the closure of an airport and a power outage affecting both the mall and approximately 60,000 residents. 60,000 residents. In addition, was mentioned the police scanners were temporarily disabled. What is going on, folks? Local and national mainstream media outlets have not reported on these events. Contrary to these claims, alternative reports suggest that the disturbance, hello, welcome to Visual Disturbance, was caused by a group of 50 juveniles. And the alleged attackers, mall goers, despite the absence of the online videos depicting the creatures, multiple posts featuring videos of juveniles going to these incidents. There's all this chaos, right? So, some of the speculated the initial reports of unusual creatures may have been attempted to draw attention to the bordering issue of the escalating youth. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna watch what I say. Anyways, so get this. So I heard all kinds of reports, and I started thinking about this and really, really evaluating the situation, folks. I hope y'all know where I'm getting ready to go somewhere real wild. So there's just reports of this gentleman. He said he had his girlfriend with him, and he was going out there for a New Year's Eve, the event down there, and hang out. Wasn't familiar with the area. And interesting that the individual, here's what he says. He said heavier set people that was in wheelchairs, people that was in, that had canes, and everybody was running. Everybody was running. He said the mall account, he was inside the mall, and they was all dead sprint to get away from whatever. Well, he said, here's his account. Apparently, he turns around and looks, and he sees dark shadows, literally. Sees dark shadows approximately, he's like literally talking about these large men-like creatures that would disappearing, reappearing, and he said he was trying to get people. So isn't that kind of interesting? What account? What account would that be? What is it, folks? Are we talking about dark shadow people? What are we talking about? Are we talking about the mysteries of the phenomenal, paranormal activity kind of world, Stranger Things? No, folks, I think I'm really leaning toward the Genesis 6 narrative. But see, people can't even understand that because we've been so defragmented and to believe it doesn't exist. So there was giants in the earth in those days. So I thought of this, and I really contemplated on what I was looking at. And I said, I remember another account, they call them the Phantoms. There was a military application, which we're going to get into in a second. I'm going to show you all something maybe nobody else is talking about. Nobody else is maybe talking about it, but I'm going to go there. So if you have a military application that has phantoms that talk about, and they're literally the Sentinel group. There was a Sentinel, it's called Sentinel, I think. Sentinel group that was deployed out in Peru. So riddle that one, folks. And that was in May of 2023 to deploy to help out with this mess that's in Peru. So the same scenario here. What do we got here? We got large shadow-like people that are reappearing, disappearing, manifesting, and all kinds of weird stuff going on up in that place. So this individual keeps on continue on with his account. So the first thing I'm thinking about, why is everybody dead sprint in the fear application being deployed? And then if everybody's running, if you're disabled and handicapped and you're running dead sprint, that there's nobody hanging out. There's nobody waiting back and saying, I'm going to face this creature. I'm going to face what's going on. But apparently, according to the report, there's quite a few of them. They was popping in and out. So I started looking at it. I was like, what's the location? Because I know it's on the shoreline there in Miami. I said, what's going on here? So, folks, you're going to love this one. You've heard this first on Visual Disturbance. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it. So the first thought that I had to go to as far as the visual aspect of it. What was they seeing, and what was so in their mind that caused such a threat and scariness to them, and then made them go into survival mode? So get this, folks. Just check this out. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up here. So check this out. This is where it gets crazy, folks. So as you can see, here's where all the incident went down at the Bayside Marketplace. This whole area here. This is the mall. This is the video footage that I showed you at the beginning of the program here, the live feed. This is where all the cops coming down the stretch here, flashing lights. They all isolated this area. It's interesting that this is called the Friendship. I think it's called something like Friendship. Some type of piece of art. I can't remember, but it's not really relevant for the video today, the program. So all these things, there's people running, all this chaos is going on the other night, right? So I said to myself, I said, Brian, what you bet? I said, wouldn't it be funny? I said, would it be funny? Probably not. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a military base not too far? Well, folks, woe and behold, it's not just not too far. She's sitting there in the backyard pretty much. So check this out, folks. We have this military application down the street, NMCRC military, and I'm going to try to watch what I say. Lewis, as y'all can see on the screen here, hopefully, M. So I wanted to look at this, and I said to myself, you know what? That's not even a mile from here, because I'm kind of looking at where all the whole police station, everything, the whole fleet. It looked like everybody came down there. It looked like people from Kentucky came down there. That was a huge police force. So the account was, they kept on hovering over and operational. I heard even Black Ops helicopters, everything in this area. I heard that Black Ops helicopters, all that good stuff, even started continuing swarming after the event. So check this out, folks. So look how far I got on miles, mind you. Red dot. It's not even a mile. It's a half a mile. It's walking distance, okay? It's not even a half a mile from this mall, this Bayside marketplace. Military application. So I did some research and looked into it. My head started hurting real bad, and I really had a visual disturbance after I looked into it, took a deep dive. Please share this thing out, folks, because it might get, I pray it doesn't get taken down, because I'm getting ready to show something that'll make you scratch your head. Did you know this military facility, this location here, is being renovated? It's under renovation. And they started talking about it back in September of 2023. There's a finish date. There's a finish date on this particular thing, this site that they need to, let's just say the start date on the renovation is going to be March the 18th, 2024. $100 million project. $100 million project. So what's going on here? But wait, it even gets a little bit more bizarre. It tells you, you can go, I had to take some deep dive digging. Did I say deep dive digging? I sure did. So check this out. I'm going to go to where it has the red dot where it indicates it's a military base. So this, okay, so there's all this footage here, right? Certain times, Google gives you certain imagery for certain years. Sometimes it's late, sometimes it's behind, all that good stuff, right? So this doesn't even exist anymore. I want to show you this particular brick and mortar location. This whole area is being renovated. I've seen, and when you go to street views, there's certain ones that make you, go back in the past, go in the future, all that good stuff. And what's really bizarre is you can go to like certain particular ones, and I think this is the other, well, I'm not going to say the name, but you can go to all it. See, this is the same location that had the brick and mortar, but down the street, they're starting to renovate this whole area. So I started thinking about it. So you're stirring up the nest. You're getting her done. They're a $100 million project here. So here's where it gets really interesting, right? Let me go back to this other article that I found. This is actually the facility we're talking about. Well, guess what? This is for public record. You can go check this out. It says the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Louisville District, intended to issue a restrict proposal. I'm gonna probably skip a lot of this, okay? Certain number to altercation of a renovation of the existing 78,000 square foot. This facility is going to be used for there's going to be applications for vehicle washing, mobile kitchen trailer pads, SATS trailer canopy fencing, general site improvements and utility connections, anti-T, I'm going to just go there, force protection and physical security measures will incorporate into design, including maximum standoff distances from roads, parking areas, and cyber measures will incorporate into the project substantially, can't even talk today, I'm getting so tore up over this. Energy measures to be provided facilities and designed to minimum life. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, folks. The facility, it's going to have a minimum life of 40 years. 40 years. They're only going to use the thing for 40 years. The rest of this document here says the business side standard is 45 millin or ION dollar bills there. So it goes on and goes on and goes on, talks about all these different applications. I got to watch what I say, folks, about the contracting and all these different things, evaluations, and all that good stuff. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? What is going on? So Welcome to the live show. If you haven't hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for attending with me on Visual Disturbance channel. This just blows my mind. So I have a little bit more to talk about this site real quick. And we're going to go back to Google Earth. Let's go back to Google Earth here. So, not only do we have a mile away from the facility, from the event of the Miami account that day, not only do we have this facility, which I have a app that can locate all. Here's where the 10 footers went down. I have where I can find all the military facilities all over the place. It's all over the earth. It's pretty cool, actually. So this has been planned, and to start on March the 18th. I thought the March the 18th was a very interesting date, to say the least, because I've heard a lot of speculation about March being the, kind of a weird month. Let's just say that. We got to watch what we say on here. We got to zip it up. But let's just say there's been a lot of weird anomalies going on the Internet of Things, and people saying, "Oh, it's the end of the world." All these good, all these crazy stuff, right? So we have this account in the mall in Miami. Beings flashing in and out, boom, 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 trying to take people. So the first thing I thought of, I'll show you. There's a bunch more to show you and talk to you about for a little bit here. There's a count of children, younger children, having like spears and sticks. And then I started thinking, why do they keep saying firewood, like fireworks? So the first thing I thought about was a portal, a gateway. And the second thing I thought about, if the military application was there, in which we just showed you on Visual Disturbance, was there something going on with ley lines, or was there a significance with the energy? Because it says 60,000 people, and the police scanners, everything got disrupted. Some kind of weirdness popped off that night, and everything, the electric, everything was going out, supposedly. That's what the account is. So what kind of anomaly, what would happen if a gate would happen, a stargate or a portal or something? Stay with me. And let's just check one more time. Let's look into it real quick. What if there was a ley line, Brian? That's what I asked myself. I said, let's see how far the ley line is. If you zoom out here, you got your military facility, and you got your mall account here. Well, there she is. There it is. It's literally like 15 miles, 20, tops, 15 miles of the ley line. And the other weirdness about it was this Homestead ARS is another military application. And I thought it was really strange because there's not many on the end of Miami. But this one was interesting to me because there's this renovation. So comment below in the description or comment in the chat. Let me know if y'all know anything about this area. And if you're from there, big shout out to people in the Miami area. So if you see the distancing in this ley line here too, we got ancient antediluvian. Let's just go there. Energy sources. Are they using those applications for military purposes? I don't know. I could only speculate. But what I thought about, and I had to really ponder on this, is this right here. This right here, folks. I mentioned this the other night when I talked to L.A. Marzulli. Got to meet him. Just think about this for a minute. The Cherokee are original people located in the states of Oklahoma, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina. The alien legends of the Cherokee mention, I always butcher it, the Nunahi, say it again, Nunahi, say that 15 times, Nunahi beings, strange humanoid creatures with abilities such as teleportation and invisibility at will. Legends say they fought alongside the Cherokee during the battles against the local and the European invaders. Folks, invisibility, cloaking, all that good stuff, where the heck do you get that from on a military application if you're just a human being sitting back and looking at the textbooks and looking what academia gives you? No. Everything is going on with the UFO phenomenon and all the nonsense with that. And then you would think of the Cherokee back in the day when they seen that these entities, let's just say they was friendly at first, and then they was adversaries at the later on when they was taking their women and children, the Genesis 6 verse 4 narrative and the biblical narrative, and all over other cultures, reports on ancient star people or ancient, like, super advanced people coming and giving technology. First thing I thought of in this event, when everybody's in the programs of TikTok, all these different social media platforms, they just kept disappearing, reappearing. And here's one other thought. What if it was all for a show? Like, what if it's holographic technology and they was using it to fear tactics? Because we know that they can use fear tactics to get people out for certain reasons. What if it was a mirage? Let's just say, what if people was hallucinating? What if there's some type of frequency energy wave that shot through there and people started going into complete panic mode? I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't account for it, but I'm just based off the information that's being disputed all over the internet. But this case, if they had this, and the Indians back in the day used sage and all kinds of different tactics to combat these individuals. But here's the thought, though. Speaking of, this is not even nothing to do related to this, but the Cherokee and all these Indians in Arizona and everything out there, there's all kinds of accounts of people just vanishing off the face of the earth. Wonder if they use the invisibility technology. Hello, teleportation, all this good stuff. So what if, folks, that was going on that day? What if it was going on that day in Miami? And it has to be, what's so bizarre is it has to be 2024. The first of the year, all this going on, and have y'all seen the news? It's just inundated with all this. They're like gaslighting us to death. And in teleportation, invisibility, all this stuff, the applications with going on with the renovations there at the local, you know what, military site. But this right here, the Nunnahi beings, I'm keeping an eye on this. If they was talking about it back in the day, and they was talking about the strange humanoid creatures that with ability, strange humanoid creatures, hello folks, strange humanoid creatures, and that's what the account was here in the with the people in the Miami account. And I don't know what you guys think, but I'm not digging what's going down. I'm not digging what's going down here. I'm trying to pull up the it's not letting me do it, but that's okay. But yeah, so what do you all think? What do you guys think? The account in Miami, they was talking about strange human creatures, strange things. And one other thing, the other account was, whenever they looked, they said there was one account that said that they seen the giant. It looked like a giant zombie. They looked like giant zombies. So, yeah. So they're talking about giant zombies, giant people, giant humanoid people, giant people that was disappearing, reappearing, going through black shadows, dark shadows, dissipating, all that good stuff. And you got this account right here with the Miami cops contesting to all that good stuff. And there's an ad there. I think there was playing a video, so that's why I stayed away from it. But what do you guys think? There's my take. There's my take with the military applications and everything. And I think there is something going on with this right here, folks. And I will say it one more time. Everybody out in the West Coast of missing 411 people, all the different things with David Pilates, all the work that he's doing. This right here, the Nunnahi beings, come on, folks. This is the giants in the earth in those days, and after that. We're talking about after the flood of Noah. And folks, we are in those days. And look, Nunnahi beings. Is there a connection? Everybody's like, well, Brian, there's all kinds of things going on here. We got the Palladians, we got the Draconians, we got all the aliens. Well, I'm talking about this particular set of group here, okay? And they had such an infatuation with the Cherokee, okay? And see, and right here it says the legends that fought alongside the Cherokee during the battles against the local and European invaders. Well, here's the funny part. I got one funnier for you. Speaking of this, why is there so many accounts to do with the European narrative and going out there? And why is there so many star forts? Why is there so many star forts out in the European realm of things? And there's star forts here in America, but nothing comparison to the East countries. And the north side of things, we're talking about in, Europe and everywhere else. There's like hundreds and probably thousands of star forts. And what's going on, I think it's all directly connected with the Nanahi beings, the strange human creatures, all these abilities of teleportation and invisibility. And I think the folks that seen whatever was going on with all the events that went on that night, and that's my conclusion. I think there was all kinds of chaos going on, or it could be a psyop. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But there's my take. If that truly it did happen, and there was accounts, and these accounts are valid, and they're not speculation, and people going and saying that they did see these things, and people in wheelchairs and handicapped people was literally taking full sprint because they was in fear of their life. They wasn't worried about children, little juveniles with pitchforks and firecrackers. Okay, something had to spook these people to go off into oblivion. They had to go into panic mode. Somebody must have been something, or something had to been, the application had been applied there. And this is where I went through. The Nanahi beings is the first thought that I had. What happened went down in Miami. And it's so interesting because this account here, the Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, it's not too far from Florida. And look, folks, it's 2024. Anything can happen. Everybody's talking about UFOs here. I see UFOs there. I see UFOs everywhere. But I wanted to make sure that I throw so much in, jam-packed into a random live today. Hello, on a Friday afternoon. There's my take. I hope y'all enjoyed it. But folks, it's Bizarro World. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for attending. I hate to cut short today, but I got a lot going on. But check out all the descriptions, the links in the description, all that good stuff. Check out my coffee page. It helps support the channel. Thank you all so much for the love and support. Bless you, Melissa, for the super chat. God bless you. Thank you all. And keep your head on a swivel, folks, because guess what? The Peruvian, they got it going on in Peru. And real quick before I let y'all go, and conclude the program. Isn't it interesting that there's always an application months, weeks ahead with these events? And go back and look. I'm not being a conspiracy. Hey, I'm not going down the conspiracy rabbit hole here, but you can look at the Las Vegas narrative. You can look down at the Peruvian narrative in Peru. And what if there's evidence that we haven't even brought to light yet that was going on monitoring? And the last thing I will say before I get off here, I remember very plainly in 2014, there's a certain group, I cannot say it on here because them words will get you taken down. There's a certain group of people that went down in 2014 and shut down the streets of Miami, had Apache helicopters, and they said they was doing zombie drills, folks. Doing zombie drills. They did a whole thing in 2014 over it. Go look it up. I'm pretty sure it's 2014. And wasn't it so odd that it was 10 years? Isn't that so strange it was 10 years? Waited till the 10th year, and then boom. They did that, folks. Go look it up. I can't say much about it, but there was a certain group of people that did all kinds of stuff, all kinds of weird, anomalous things that went down that day. The complexity, and I can't even go down the rabbit hole. I'd have to do it on a whole nother platform. No joke. 2014, they did zombie drills, shut down all kinds of military applications, and they was doing metropolis areas all throughout that year. Well, those between 2012 and 2014, they was doing it all over the nation. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It starts with a J. That's all I'm going to say. It starts with a J. Applications was off the chain. And then, it's interesting that the accounts with all these TikTokers and everybody saying, well, it looked like giant zombies that was looking around at us. Well, I just thought that was so strange. In 2014, they did a whole thing shutting that area down. And there was even, well, I'm not even going to go there. Got to watch what I say. But, folks, I hope y'all enjoyed the program. 10-footers in Miami. What do you guys think? Share this thing out. Hit that like button. Bless you all. And I hope y'all have the best Friday ever in 2024. Second broadcast in Visual Disturbance today. Second broadcast live 2024. And welcome everybody to the 2024 second live broadcast. It's a blessing. Thank y'all for attending. Be blessed. Hit me up on social media. I'm trying to build a big community on X. I'm trying to build a community on Instagram and Facebook. So if y'all want to check all those links in the description, helps show the projects we're working on, everything, and bless you all. Hope to see you tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be blessed. Everybody have a good day, and share this thing out, and I really appreciate it. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good weekend also. 10 Footers in Miami, I am out. Visual Disturbance, Brian Reese. Be blessed, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here with me on this Friday afternoon. We got to stay prayed up, people, because look, the giants in the earth in those days are coming out of the cracks and crevices and just teleporting magically. I hate to use that term, popping up in malls. So whatever. If there's any truth to this story, what a bizarre world we live in. Y'all be blessed.